Hi, this is Alex from ninjateacher.com, and I'm out here at a waterfall that's about an hour outside of Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And I came out here just to get outside of the city for a bit, get some nature in. And in this video today, I want to talk about if teaching experience is necessary to start teaching English abroad. Now, this is an interesting topic because if you read up about teaching English abroad online, most companies are going to tell you that no, you don't need any teaching experience. And that's the way it seems from the outside. And it is somewhat the case. So let me dive into this and explain the slight nuances when it comes to whether you need teaching experience or not. So to start out with, let me just say that teaching experience is king when it comes to teaching English as a foreign language abroad. So what do I mean by this? Well, actually having classroom time in front of students, teaching TEFL, it means like teaching English as a foreign language to a group of little Vietnamese students or other people who don't know the language, who are learning it. That is the most ideal situation you can be in when you've got some of that experience. So why is that? Well, you get higher pay, you can get better jobs. Schools love to see this when they're hiring. So most people have this idea that just coming out to Asia and just because you can speak English, you can teach English. Well, actually from my experience, to do well in the classroom, you have to have some kind of training. Okay, so what does this mean when you want to get started teaching and you don't have any teaching experience? Well, that's okay. Obviously, the majority of people haven't had teaching experience and they want to come out to Asia and teach. And that's, the people I'm talking to in these videos. That's you probably. Some people do have some teaching experience already, but for a lot of people, they don't. And then how do you get started? Well, let me start off with Vietnam, where I am now, and then I'll also touch on South Korea. So in Vietnam, again, the teaching experience is really something that stands out to schools. So what do I suggest? Well, every single day when I'm looking at people's resumes, they've sent me their resumes, and I'm going to send them through to schools, I already know just by looking who's going to get the job over someone else. Now, it's someone who's done a fully in-class teaching certification. So that can be a CELTA, a Trinity, like our TEFL in Vietnam course. You can do that one too. That's also a great option, a month-long course. Now, these are the people that stand out. They've got some teaching experience. So if you don't have any teaching experience yet, then I recommend you do one of these courses because that's really what they want to see. The online courses, schools more and more are just like looking at them and saying, well, this doesn't show that they've got any experience and that they can actually perform in the classroom. So that's what I recommend. If you don't have teaching experience, get a fully in-class course and then come out to Vietnam, do a demo class, show schools you're able to perform really well, and that's going to go a long way towards getting a good job in Vietnam. So what about South Korea then? And do you need teaching experience to get a job there? Well, this is slightly different, and the reason for that is you sign a contract with a school in South Korea before you even fly out to start teaching. So it's all set up while you're at home. You do a Skype interview, you sign a contract, and you commit to a full year with the school. Now, because schools know that you're there for 1 year, your visa is linked to the school, you've got a 1-year visa, you can't go and quit your job and go to another school. It's very difficult to do that because of the visa. They know that you're committed to a year with them. So they're making the investment in you that you're going to at least turn into a good teacher over that year. So what that means is if you just get an online TEFL and you just, at least are not painfully shy, you can stand up in front of some people, then you're going to learn very quickly. So because you've signed that 1-year contract, they expect in the first few weeks, they don't expect you to be a rock star in the classroom. So it really is okay then just to do an online course, not have any teaching experience, And then over that year, you're going to become a good teacher just because of all the experience you get. And then after that, you will have a year's worth of TEFL teaching experience, and that's going to go a long way towards a higher paying job in the future. You know, maybe you want to go to Vietnam or China or somewhere else afterwards. That's going to really stand out on your resume, and then future schools are going to see that you have that teaching experience. Just as a side note, when it comes to qualified teachers who have a bachelor's degree in education and teaching certification, obviously schools like to see that. But surprisingly, what I've found is a lot of schools are actually going to prefer someone with a year's TEFL experience to a qualified teacher who has only taught like teenagers in the US or something like that. That's because there are some skills you develop when you're teaching young, Korean or Vietnamese learners, and schools really like to see a year's worth of teaching experience. So that's going to go a long way towards future jobs too. All right, so that should cover it for Vietnam and South Korea. For Vietnam, get a in-class training course, because then you do get teaching experience. You get a month's worth of teaching experience. So then that's on your resume. So you do need it to find a job. It really, really goes a long way. You can give it a shot with, without that, but I'm telling you what I've seen as a common trend, what the top schools that I work with are looking for, and that's to see some kind of TEFL classroom experience. With South Korea, because you're going to commit to a year contract, sign that contract, it's okay to get an online TEFL course. You can go check out the one we've got on our website, super affordable. And then when you come out to South Korea, you're going to learn the ropes and get that experience while you're teaching. All right, so I hope that covers it. Head over to ninjateacher.com for placement options. We do free placements in schools in both South Korea and Vietnam, and you can check out the TEFL courses we have too. So I hope you find that useful. I'm going to go and enjoy nature a little bit more. Hopefully get back into the city feeling refreshed and renewed. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. Make sure to subscribe for more videos about teaching English abroad, and I'll chat to you soon. Peace.